There are things that science cannot explain, things that governments deny. Welcome to Cryptid Chronicles. The truth remains exactly as it was told. Nobody believed Sheriff Dale Hawkins when he first reported it. A small mountain town called Blackwood Ridge, nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains, had always been quiet. Too quiet. But that all changed the summer of 1987. It started with missing livestock. Farmers woke up to torn fences and blood trails leading deep into the woods. No animal known to man could have caused that kind of destruction. The claw marks on the barn walls were nearly 8 feet high. Dale had seen bear attacks before. This was nothing like that. Whatever did this was strong enough to rip a 200-pound cow clean off its chain. And it was smart enough to leave no tracks behind. The first witness was old Tommy Briggs, a retired logger who had spent 40 years in those mountains. He came into the station shaking, his face white as a sheet, refusing to speak for nearly an hour. When Tommy finally spoke, his words sent a chill through everyone in that room. He said he had been checking his trap lines around midnight when he heard something breathing, something enormous, standing just beyond the tree line. He shone his flashlight toward the sound and froze. Two eyes reflected back at him from 8 feet off the ground. Not an animal's eyes. These eyes stared back with something far more terrifying. Intelligence. Tommy ran and never looked back. But before he did, he heard something that haunted him for the rest of his life. The creature spoke. Not words exactly, but sounds, like it was mocking him, mimicking his own terrified breathing. Sheriff Dale didn't want to believe it, but 3 more witnesses came forward that same week. A hunter, a teenage couple, a park ranger with 20 years experience. All telling the same story, all describing the same creature. Dale decided to go into the woods himself. He assembled a small team. His deputy Marcus, the park ranger named Elena, and old Tommy, who reluctantly agreed to show them where he had seen it. They headed out on a Tuesday morning. The forest felt wrong from the moment they entered. The birds had stopped singing. The insects were silent. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Marcus joked nervously to break the tension. Nobody latched. They found the first sign 2 miles in, a deer, or what was left of one, hanging 12 feet up in a pine tree completely stripped to the bone. Whatever put it there was showing them something. It was marking its territory. Elena knelt down and examined the ground beneath the tree. She found a footprint pressed 6 inches deep into the hard soil. She measured it carefully with shaking hands. 22 inches long, 9 inches wide. Before anyone could speak, they heard it. A sound unlike anything any of them had ever heard in the wild. A deep resonating howl that seemed to vibrate in their chests. Then silence. Then the sound of something massive moving through the trees toward them. Dale raised his rifle. Marcus drew his pistol. Elena grabbed Tommy's arm as the old man began to back away slowly. The footsteps stopped. Everything went completely silent again. And then they saw it. 8.5 feet tall, covered in dark matted fur, built like a wall of muscle. It stood perfectly still, staring at them with those same intelligent eyes Tommy had described. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. And then Dale made a decision that would change everything. To be continued.